Hello, everyone. I just thought I was recording myself already. Okay, let's go through this. Get back into the light. Get back into the light. Hi, Count of Monte Cristo here, and as you can probably tell from the avatar pic down below, I am a fan of My Little Pony. So, I decided for my first video, I'm going to rate the main sixth favorite to favorite. Used to it was bottom two favorites and top four, but very recently, I've kind of started liking my bottom two a little bit more. It's still the same order. It's just I no longer really hate those characters. There's a really big sense that the writers like those characters a lot more, so it's hard not to enjoy those characters. So yeah, let's get started with number 6, AJ. The reason she's at the bottom is because, well, for one, there is really only one way I can relate to this character, and that is that we both live on a farm. Other than that, almost everything else I cannot relate to her to. And, but here are a few main problems. One is a lack of manners. But the really big problems are she has really no ambitions, which makes it very hard to relate to her. But the other is because she has, back in the light. Keep the light source out. Okay, shot. What was I was talking about? She has no manners. She tends to start a majority of the fights that ever really happen on the show, especially with Rarity. Anyway, also she kind of reminds me of someone. I'm not gonna say who, but number 5, Pinky. Now, unlike with AJ, I can't really relate to Pinky in any way. But, the reason I put her above AJ is because as a character, she tends to work a lot better. She will overstay her welcome, as most comic relief does, but she is able to move past being a comic relief, and also is, I can't remember. I've been practicing this for a while and I can't remember. She tends to overstay her welcome and get a little bit annoying. But other than that, she has moved past being comic relief, and even as a comic relief, she's very good at that job. So, 5th favorite. 4th, Fluttershy. Yeah. Andrea Libman's 2 characters, I've put them together. What is it I'm thinking of? But she actually was at the bottom of my favorites, used to, when I really kind of hated Pinky and AJ, and I just realized that I put the Earth Ponies at the very bottom. Hopefully nobody hates me for that. But the reason I do have her at the bottom is she's very similar to AJ and Pinky in that she doesn't have a ton of personality, and in fact actually does sometimes get recessed from some progress that she has, as a lot of people have pointed out. But the reason she's one of my favorites is that the main personality trait she has, I can relate to, and that's her being shy. Yeah. 5 minutes in. Number 3, Rainbow Dash. So it goes Ashley, Andrea, Andrea, Ashley. And also, the Pegasi are put together. Again, hopefully nobody draws too much attention to that, although I just did. And obviously the unicorns put together. You know what, let's forget talking about that. Rainbow Dash. Now, I can't relate to her much, because I'm not very athletic, as you can probably tell, just by looking at me. I'm not very athletic. But I can relate to her in one major way. And that is a simple 3-letter word, and I know this is going to sound a little contradictory to what I just said earlier about relating to Fluttershy, but people are contradictory, and the reason I relate to Rainbow is ego. Moving on. Now with the top 2, obviously they're unicorns, and with these 2, I relate to them in more than just one way. And at the second favorite is Rarity. Twilight. Twilight is my second favorite. Rarity's my favorite. I'll get to her later. Twilight, though, is my second favorite because, unlike all the other characters, I can relate to her in 2 ways, as opposed to 1 at the most. And the ways I relate to her is, 1, I am very introverted, and 2, I'm kind of a nerd. Don't believe me? I'm sitting alone in my room, on my bed, wearing a Star Wars shirt, even though I'm not that big of a fan of Star Wars, talking about My Little Pony. Need I say more? Moving on. Favorite character, Rarity. Now here's the reason she's my favorite, and you can probably already tell. I've been playing with my hair a lot. It's kind of a habit I've gotten into. But that's not the only way I can relate to her. Really, I relate to her in every way, except for 2. I don't wear makeup, obviously, and I'm not that interested in fashion. I do spend a little bit of time picking out my outfits and making sure... I always wear blue jeans so that they always match, but... And I think everybody should spend at least a little time. And I'm playing with my hair. But there's another major reason. Rarity's more than just my favorite character on this show. She's my favorite fictional character of all time. And one of the only 2 fictional characters that I have as role models. The only other being Superman, for obvious reasons. The reason Rarity's one of my favorites is she... In any other kid's show, she would be a villain. And I kind of relate to her a little bit in that way. I'm not going to say too much more because I don't want to get too much into it. But yeah. So, those are my favorites. To recap, AJ, Pinky, Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, Twilight, and Rarity. So yeah. Hopefully I'll do more of these. But yeah. Count on Monte Cristo out. Oh, wait. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Count on Monte Cristo out.